Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you here and welcome to the official press conference. My name is Jeremiah Gallegos, your gracious host and ring announcer for Saturday night's huge celebration and exciting fight card. The legendary promoter and Hall of Famer, Mr. Don King, is proud to bring you the 92nd only in America celebration in honor of his 92nd birthday, as this Saturday, November 4th, from Casino Miami Highline in beautiful Miami, Florida. We not only celebrate Mr. King and all of his greatness and contributions to the sport, we celebrate the beautiful sport of boxing. This is one huge collective event, as world famous Mr. Don King is synonymous with boxing, and we are stoked to have you all part of it. The venue doors open Saturday night at 6 p.m. with the event starting at 7 p.m. Tickets are available for the event celebration and can be purchased online at playcasinomiami.com, or you can purchase your tickets at the venue. All the action can be seen on pay-per-view through donking.com, i2247.com, and also on Fight TV. That's FITE.tv. With the best in the business on the panel, on the broadcast panel, we'll have Mark Abrams, a boxing veteran of 22 years. He's called over 600 fights worldwide, owner of 15roundsboxing.com and Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Famer. And also, Christy Martin, women's boxing trailblazer and legend. She donned the cover of Sports Illustrated, a former world champion and also an international Hall of Famer in the boxing world. Carl King, manager of more than many world champions. He's also managed many world champions than anyone else in the world. Albert Hainsworth, college All-American at the University of Tennessee, a first-round draft pick, and two-time NFL All-Pro. And also on the panel Saturday night, Bob Alexander, Florida boxing staple, vice president of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, and he has also been inducted to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. As mentioned, Mr. King is ready to celebrate his 92nd birthday with 2 months of exciting world-class professional boxing, and next month, the return of Boxing Zone Problem Adrian the Problem Broner back in the ring December 2nd as he faces Chris Howard for what's going to be an absolutely entertaining fight that you don't want to miss. Mr. King has lined up several exciting attractions this weekend. With the fight card, these fights are also so good, they're all considered main events. Mr. King will elaborate more on these fights, but to give you a general idea of the 3 title fights we will feature as follows. Headlining our final main event, a world title contest, a 12-round clash with a vacant WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the world. Ranked number 1 in the WBC, currently holds the WBC Silver Cruiserweight title from Yerevan, Armenia, with German heritage. A big round of applause to Noel Mikaelian, who will face the WBC second-ranked in-ring veteran, former 3-time defending WBC Cruiserweight Champion of the world for the People's Democratic Republic of Congo's own Ilunga Jr. Makabu. This fight is going to be one you definitely don't want to miss. The title is up for grabs as one of the fighters is ready to get back on top and the other ready to be reigned world champion. In our second main event, 10 rounds scheduled for the WBA NABA Gold Heavyweight strap, as Dulac, Louisiana's own Jonathan the King Guidry will defend his title against WBC Betcard box champion from Puerto Rico, undefeated Jesus Tito Escalera. The battle of the bigs is going to be a huge shakeup in the ring here in South Florida. And also in our first title broadcast, 2 juggernauts of boxing will clash it out for a 10-round scrap with a vacant WBA Continental North American Heavyweight title. And I have to mention this, both fighters have the same exact record, 23 bouts, 22 victories, 15 wins by way of knockout, and only 1 blemish. Cassius Chaney versus Trevor the Dream Bryan, Saturday night. For the most part, the Bigs will cast a shadow under the lights, but that won't keep our exciting undercard fighters ready to put on a show. Featuring undefeated Devon Williams, Isaiah Raquelme, Alexander Castro, and also Isaiah Hart. It's going to be mayhem in the ring Saturday night, and it's only in America. That being said, I would like to acknowledge a couple of familiar faces that are here with us. You know, when there's a Don King card, the stars will come out. That being said, Mr. King, Mr. Carl King, the son of great Don King, is here with us. Managed over 50 world champions, a multi-time Manager of the Year recipient in the Boxing Hall of Fame. So a big round of applause to Mr. Carl King. Christy Martin, aka the coal miner's daughter, a legend, a multi-time defending WBC champion, a survivor, and a Boxing Hall of Famer. Let's give Christy a huge round of applause. Lisa Holloway, former outstanding triathlete, multi-time world champion, Boxing Hall of Famer, and is the wife of the lovely Miss Christy Martin with us as well. Nate Campbell, former unified lightweight champion of the world, also a Hall of Famer, and you'll also be on the broadcast joining Christy. So let's give Nate a huge round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, all this couldn't have happened without one man synonymous with the word boxing. It is my pleasure to introduce, and it is also an honor, truly the greatest promoter in the history of the sport, where he coined the phrase, "Only in America." He has shaped and promoted many of the greatest fights of the history of boxing, like the Thrilla in Manila, the Rumble in the Jungle, which marked the 49th anniversary just 2 days ago. He worked with and promoted literally many of the greatest legends to enter the ring, making them famous, world champions, and successful, which eventually became financially well off. These names included Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier, Iron Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Felix Tito Trinidad, Evander Holyfield, and the list goes on. Please welcome once again the greatest boxing promoter of all time. A standing round of applause when I announce his name. Celebrating his 92nd birthday, International Boxing Hall of Famer, Mr. Don King.
Well, let me say that we are very, very thankful that you are here, and I'm very thankful to be here because we're taking boxing back to the people where it rightfully belongs, in the fans' hearts, and when they say, when is the next one? I'm very thrilled and to be able to present to you two fun extravaganzas on the celebration of the 92. Was the fight coming up here Saturday night, that's on the 4th of November, and the fight forthcoming on December the 2nd, Saturday night. So, and they both will be held thanks to the heartfelt generosity of Phil Ruffin. He's the owner, and he and Daniel, they are working together to make that possible for me to have 2 consecutive months of boxing at the great highlight here in Miami. It is a thrill because everybody is trying to work against us, but everyone that works against us enables us to open up new doors and opportunities for yesterday's nobody become tomorrow's somebody. So what we're going to deal with is we're going to give the platform for them to perform. Their performance would have to be of the ilk of a Christy Martin, because that was the old time of boxing when people were going for fights and going for titles and doing the heartfelt joy of being in the sports. They performed to justify their own existence. And so performance will be on the part of the fighter. The platform will be on the part of Don King and his great promotional team. However, boxing seems to have was left behind for honesty and integrity. That's the one we're looking for. We're transferring to get it to go the way it's supposed to go. So we had to bring all these forces together, even to the traffic and the thing that was a block of this from getting here. So I want to apologize for being late, but also I want to be thankful for being great. And so it's got to be something. It's got to be something that we got to deal with here with these cadre of fighters here, and I'm very, very thrilled. And I want everybody to come out, and even some of my friends are saying that we want it to be a sellout. I said, you know how to do that. It ain't hard. It ain't hard, you know what I mean? So I'm looking for a sellout crowd. And if they talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. You know what I mean? You can't play hide and seek with me. You know what I mean? Because so-and-so performed the best, he's my champion. And whichever it is, the people will select the champion by the champion's performance. We got to open the doors, the windows, in the sky, in the oceans, everywhere that any message can be given, it's got to be given. So, but when the performance come in, it's going to be either corner. The best man wins, whichever way it goes, and whatever it may be. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the fight, and everyone who fights must fight for themselves and for the people that they want to represent them. And so we're going to be a great thrill there, and it's going to be a great show. And I thank Daniel Riccardi. You know, he's been just great with me, so I'll look out for him because he is looking out for me. And this is what we're going to do. Now, right now we're here. The most outstanding fighter tonight. Today is a guy named Junior, a guy named Makabu. You know what I mean? Because he ain't here. So it makes him more powerful than anyone because he stands out alone. But he's trying to get there because they try to make him have trouble with passports at home. You know what I mean? Everybody's got envy and jealousy, and they smile in your face, and all the time they want to take your place, and that's the backstab. And so you got to be able to deal with the backstab. In fact, talking about the backstab, my dear friend Eddie Burke won't be able to make it here, but we understand why. They all make maneuvers and whispers in the ears and things and do things, but Eddie should be that, you know, that we still love each other and we have no problem at all. And I understand what the reason is, and that's all that counts. The rest of it don't count. So, but they could take that and think it's larceny and think that Eddie done did this to me, or I done did something to Eddie. You know what I mean? That don't work that way. Larceny don't work for us. You know what I mean? So what I want to say to you is, we want to sell our crowd on Saturday night. It's going to be in November and December to remember. And we're going to start it out with these great cards that we got here that you know is going to be here. As Mike has just so illustriously and eloquently said, is that we want to tell you that the number one match is has been a guy who has been really a great contribution to boxing. He's the mandatory challenger, and he's been gracious enough to lend his mandatory to Junior Makabu on several occasions in waiting for all of these fights to take place while he held the mandatory position. He gave him an opportunity to become champion with the fight that they had ahead of him, and with the request of the great WBC, Mauricio Sullivan's president, and my son. You know, and so he's a great, great, great guy. So what we have here now is finally the number one mandatory challenger is going to have an opportunity to become the champion. And so we will watch and we will witness to him taking on Makabu. Makabu had more rumors of not showing up than anybody ever seen. Al Capone could be, you know. And so, and escape, block. You know what I mean? So he's still in the air, but he's going to be here. Because he wants to take back his title that he lost to Bojack. Whoever that Bojack is. From out of nowhere, Bojack came and now became the champion of the world. Of the, what he called now is a new champion, I really to say, because in the cruiserweight, he gave up the cruiserweight title to go with WBC super cruiserweight. And the title that WBC had was that title that a new cruiserweight. What is it? What is it? Middleweight? Bridger. Oh, what a help to have a bridge to carry me over the river there, because I'm in trouble there, my man. Stepping up, and that's what shows the unity, solidarity, and togetherness. You know what I mean? The bridger weight. All right. So now it was announced they got a confusion, but now they got the super cruiserweight champion, which is what will be able to take care when they be able to fight and here in this great arena. And so I want to introduce to you a young man who is really a great contribution to the sport of boxing. The only loss he's ever suffered is to the dreamer sitting down there at the right end of this table here. He dreamed and he became champion of the world and fulfilled his dreams, and then he unfortunately gave the title to a guy named Dubois, you know, that comes out of Europe. So what we have here is an opportunity for all of these fighters to vindicate themselves, readjust, and to defend, but they got to win the approval of the boxing fans, because that's who will make it happen. And so we have the judges, we have the people that are in the fight, but the people that watches the fight, the fans that are the recipients of the energy, the dedication, the commitment, the honor, the integrity that goes with the sport in fighting for the greatest titles in the world, world champion. That's what's going to make this show a dynamic, terrific sellout show. So we're looking forward to something that's going to be really great. And while I mentioned being in a lean toward this young lady, Christian Martin, here, that came to me many years ago, and we are taking the boxing back, that type of honor, that type of integrity, that type of do it yourself, and don't be crying, pointing your finger at somebody else, you know what I mean, and giving the people what they want. That's another answer to the OJs that I chose and selected for my own personal Hall of Fame. And then we say, money. Well, money is used for things that are good, because the elevation of man and womankind. But it got lost and derailed into a corruption thing where everybody wants to bribe to corrupt with money rather than to build and elevate with money. So you say money, they'll do anything to get the money. So they lose sight of the world, they lose sight of their fellow friends, they lose sight of what they're really standing out and fighting for. And so we want to demonstrate to everyone, friend and foe alike, that boxing is the only sport in the world where you will primarily beat each other up, almost try to take you out other than killing you. And unfortunately, sometimes that happens too. But then after the bell rings, if you're still standing around or laying around, they go out and hug each other and embrace each other. No other sport does that. The rest of them, they go about their business, you can this and that and other, just blame whatever they want to blame, but don't blame nobody at all, just be very sullen and broken-hearted. But boxing is a sport where you fight with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and then when the bell rings, you go grab the person that you were beating and that the judges give the decision to you, and you go to him and hug and kiss him, you know what I mean, and wish him well on his next fight. So I'm just elated to be able to say that what this is going to be a thrill of a part. So every obstacle I'm bringing up and speaking as long as I can, as eloquent as I can, to demonstrate that the justice of the boxing show that we're going to do on Saturday night is going to be super sensational. And so I'm calling on all my friends that happen to be blessed with exorbitant sums of money, and they say they feel so concerned about those who are the downtrodden, the underprivileged and denied. And they say, you know, it's just a shame that we can't get people to understand what boxing really means to the downtrodden. I say, well, you can help to keep boxing and bring you back home. You know, I'll give it to that. I say, buy the ticket and give it to charity, give it to people that would build that arena, but not with conversation, with money. You know what I mean? So that they can continue to do things and work with better ideas and things, the way we can make things happen like it wouldn't happen before. So when I relate to her, she's sitting there, let me just do it so she can. I want to relate with identification and relation that demonstrate that people what used to be can be again. If you dedicate yourself and redouble your efforts and push hard, you know, to be a success. And in being a success, welcoming your brother, your sister with a hug and a kiss and say, hey, let's get it on. You know what I mean? And when you do that, we got something that we can back and we can relate to. So for the three, that's why I had no undercard as far as these championships are concerned, all equal championship events. So we have Jonathan Gidry. Jonathan Gidry, where are you at? Where are you? Where are you at? Oh, there's old Jonathan. Yes, from Duluck. What they say? Jonathan is from what's that place? Duluck, Louisiana. Well, I really like Louisiana because of my man Lloyd Price. You know, we would sing about all the struggles down there in Louisiana, and he used to tell me all kinds of stories. And he brought music and entertainment into his infancy, you know, in Louisiana. You know, so Lloyd Price, you know, I mean, he was really something. You know, so I was really very appreciative that they left the spirit with me because he's still going strong. You know, yes. So it's really wonderful. And so now we got Gidry. He lost to the guy sitting next to him, I guess, the Dream. All right, so then he goes back and they put another guy before him with the gold champion, and he literally destroys the man. They had to go and have a brain operation and things. I'm sorry about that. I hopefully that the truck or the stock or whatever they call it, you know, will be able to, you know, to recover and be able to deal with what is real. You know what I mean? But what we're going to do is to help him whether he can or cannot. You know, I mean, he's one of our family, and we want to treat a family member like a family member, with love, kindness, and understanding. And so, therefore, Jonathan Gidry now, being the champion that he is, has chosen to play Jesus Escalera, Viva Puerto Rico. And so, Puerto Rico is hear my sound because Tito, you know, Trinidad was man for the crowd. You know, I mean, it was just really great to be able to have been the promoter of Puerto Rico and Tito Trinidad and all the way down Escalera. You know, he was also there, you know, with his nephew of the Escalera that's fighting out on Saturday night. And so that's going to be a great match. I want Jonathan Gidry to stand up, and I want Escalera to stand up. And this is what you're going to see. You know, these two guys here, I can talk to next year, but they're going to get it on. You know, and so he also helped me Gidry by bringing in people that were born doors, that would say they could do anything in the world, but when the time comes, they don't do nothing. You know what I mean? All bullshit. You know what I mean? So I could have never done that without having a guy that has the intestinal fortitude to call it like it is, and then to face the person that tells them that and tell them they said what it is. And now it all turns out to be unholy lie. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. So that battle that he's won, but the one with Escalera, you know, from Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? He said, not quite. Not till I knock him out. Then he's done. You know what I mean? So, boy, I'm in the middle of a frenzy here. You know what I mean? Anything can happen in this boxing. Because ain't no rules, ain't no bars, ain't nothing but get in there and fight. And ain't no excuses. You know, one say this, that, and that other. You know, it's you. When that bell rings, it's got to be there to make it happen for you. So this match here will be one of the championship matches here. Thank you, gentlemen. You know what I mean? We'll let y'all talk a minute. Everybody get started so we can everybody have oh, we're gonna make it happen for because it's us. You know, it's we, us, together. United, solidarity, togetherness. And then another title fight will be the title fight that has quite a bit of controversy. And calling like it is, there's few of us that'll be the age-old, redundant type of classic boxing fighting skills that is taught to be emulated and imitated by the great trainer Stacy and Stacy Mikaelian. All right, now his fighter is the one with the dream, but somebody, I don't know whether it was Mickey Mouse or what's that other one that was running around there, that blocked the dream, the atmosphere of the dream in his last fight. But it was really a shocking and amazing situation, whereas Stacy, who also identifies with the old, the good, the transparent, the honest, and integrity form of boxing that gets people excited and be able to express themselves in every way known physically in a positive manner. So this thing happened there with Stacy and his dreamer. All right, so now that dream was a champion for quite a while. You know what I mean? So now he wanted to regather his title. He wanted to recapture it, I should say. And he wanted to be able to demonstrate to friend and foe alike that what you saw yesterday ain't what it is. And how can I prove that? I got to prove that by going in there by fighting and winning. And not by any other way can I prove that, the conversation and rhetoric don't count. What you do with the fist, the left foot to the right hand counts and immeasurably. And so you're going to be able to see that when you rise champion of yesterday to bring back champion of yesterday, Mr. Dreamer, Trevor Bryan. It's been a long time, Trevor. There you go. You get an opportunity in the land of opportunity. And so he's going to take on a new young man that came in. I was fascinated because his name was Cheney, but it was Cassius. Cassius that got me because the man who brought me into the business was Cassius Clay. He was the champion, all-time great champion, of yesterday. And he fought for the will of the people. And fighting for the will of the people, he dedicated himself to put his life on the line. And also, he challenged the system with a 5-year conviction to go to jail for draft dodging. But he stayed and withstood that accusation and that violation of human rights, and went on and challenged the world. Fortunately, justice was found in the Supreme Court of the United States, and they vindicated and overturned